Hello everyone, I'm my host Jack, aka wildwest16, and I'm back with another Pokemon challenge. As you can see from the title, I'm playing through Pokemon Fire Red with only a TAUROS. Last month I beat Pokemon Sapphire with only one Aeron, or two if you count Lil Ricky, but I still had a lot of fun with it. Although this one is probably going to be a lot easier, it will still be really fun. Let's look into TAUROS before we begin. TAUROS is a normal type Pokemon with base 490 stats, which is really good for a single Pokemon run. Compared to Aeron at 330, it is way better. He has tremendous attack, speed, and defense at base 100, 110, and 95 respectively. His other sets are also very respectable. He has a very average learn set, highlighted by Horn Attack, Pursuit, and Rest. I can see me possibly pulling off a Resto Chesto, but where he shines is his TM pool. He has very good type coverage, learning moves like Earthquake, Toxic, Solar Beam, Thunderbolt, Flamethrower, and he can even learn the HM Surf. I'm very excited to start this run off. But before I start, let's get into the rules. In combat, I can only use TAUROS. I will be allowed to use HM Martyrs, but not in battle. I cannot use any items in battle like potions or anything like that. However, I can use items like berries. And lastly, I cannot use any glitches or manipulations besides replacing one of the starters with the TAUROS. Believe it or not, this will be my first time ever beating a Kanto game, which includes Red and Blue and Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Let's begin. I start out by naming myself Wes and naming my rival Elihu. Please tell me you know the reference. I replaced Bulbasaur with TAUROS as I feel like I will have the most difficulty battling a Charizard. I nicknamed my TAUROS Three Tail because he has three tails. I mean, it's kinda simple. And I go into the first battle with Elihu. By the way, I randomized all trainer names and classes to add some humor to the run. Elihu is apparently a very strong man. I learned that Three Tail has Intimidate, which is going to be very useful. I use a Tail Whip and I take Strongman Elihu out with 2 tackles. Three Tail has a modest nature, which kinda sucks because it is plus special attack and minus attack. But I think our attack is so powerful anyway, so it won't even matter. I train up to level 13 and I go after Brock. I said Brock, I meant Performer Jonathan. He leads with a Geodude. I already know how this battle is going to go. Chip damage with Rage on the Geodude so I can raise my attack stat each time he tackles me or anything like that. I end up getting 2 Rage boosts before I defeat Geodude, and next out is Onyx. I end up tail whipping him twice while he lowers my speed. Once I'm all set up, I take him out with 3 Horn Attacks and defeat Jonathan and get my first badge at only level 13. Now it is time to make my way over to Cerulean City. On the way through Mount Moon, I grab the Dome Fossil just because I'm quirky like that. After all the story stuff in Nugget Bridge, I'm up to level 24 and Jessica leads with the Staryu. I one-shot it easily and she sends out Starmie, which is a 2-shot with Horn Attack, and just like that I have the second badge. Man, TAUROS is overpowered. Anyways, I meet up with Elihu again and here's how the battle goes. He sends out Pidgeotto, 1-shot, Raticate, I literally killed him, Kadabra, Glass Cannon, and Charmeleon goes down in 1 hit. I go to the captain and I rub his back to get cut. I head into the gym and I kind of struggled on the gym puzzle. So, I don't know. Here's a little montage to show my struggles. Bro, it literally took me 7 straight minutes to get the puzzle. But now I have it done, so it's time for Surge. Or by Surge, I mean Esteban. He starts out with the Voltorb, easy 1-shot, then Pikachu, another easy 1-shot, and lastly is Raichu, which, you guessed it, I 1-shot it. This game is just way too easy right now. Although the game is easy, here's the difficult part of it. I literally do not know where to go. I literally know nothing about Kanto. But I eventually make my way through Route 9 and make my way to Rock Tunnel. I'm probably going to be stuck here for a little bit. So, just to make this short and sweet, I'm going to put in a montage. After 20 minutes of running around in circles and running out of power points, I finally make it out of Rock Tunnel to get into Lavender Town. Dude, I hate Kanto so much. I walk into the Pokemon Tower and I see Elihu mourning his dead Raticate that I killed last battle. I crit his Pidgeotto and he sends out his intimidating Gyarados. I hit him with a Horn Attack, he thrashes, and I finish him off. Out next is Execute. I hit him with a Horn Attack and he Leech Seeds, but then I finish him off next turn. And out is Kadabra, the Glass Cannon. I one-shot him and out is his Charmeleon. I Horn Attack for big damage and then he Smokescreens me. This might end up badly. I break through the accuracy drop and finish him off with a critical Horn Attack. With that, stinking Elihu is defeated. And I make my way through Route 7 to get to Celadon City. And I go straight to the gym where the grass type trainer Erica is. I defeat all the trainers in the gym and I go straight to the battle with Pi? I am level 40 and she leads with a Victory Bell. I get it to red and then she misses a Stun Spore. She heals and I get it to red again. Next turn I knock it out. Up next is a Tangela. I Horn Attack for big damage and then she goes for Ingrain. I use Rage to try to finish her off, but she lives on 1 health and then she Giga Drains. That is good because she gives me a Rage boost, so I finish her off next turn with Rage. Outlast is Vileplume. Because of my Rage boost, I one-shot her with Horn Attack. That boost definitely mattered though, I don't think I would have beaten her. And with that, I've defeated Pi and I got the 4th badge. My next plan is to go to the game corner to the Rocket Hideout and get the Sylph Scope. Hey, I got through the hideout pretty swimmingly and it's time for Geo. I get back to the Pokemon Tower and I defeat the Ghost Marowak pretty easily after Horn Attacking, getting leered and then Horn Attacking again. I go up the stairs and I breeze through the Rocket Grunts. I talk with Mr. Fuji and I get brought back to his house where he gives me a Pokeflute so I can easily get past the Snorlax on the bridge. I defeated the Snorlax easily, and did y'all know that you can go behind this house? After a super long trek of many battles with every single trainer having over 4 Pokemon, I finally make it to Fuchsia City where the 5th gym is. I go straight there and challenge Koga, the poison type gym leader. I go into the battle with Koga at level 49, and when I say Koga, I mean Marshall. He leads with Coughing and I originally Horn Attack for big damage, but he heals, and I use Rage and he attacks with Sludge and gives me a boost. I use Rage again and he self-destructs for little damage, but I do get another boost. Up next is Muck. The 2 boosts let me one-shot the Muck and also the Coughing that follows. Outlast is his Ace Wheezing at level 43. The level spike here is real, folks. I Horn Attack and he lives on red, and then he Smokescreens me. I need a breakthrough. He heals up and I hit 2 Horn Attacks after getting Smokescreen to get the dub. But do you know what's even more of a dub? I got the team for Toxic, which is a great move. I replaced Pursuit with it. Next up, Safari Zone and getting Surf. Please move, Clefairy. Thank you for the tea, old woman. Bleep and move, Clefairy! Yo! Elihu. What's up? Let's battle. He leads with a Pidgeotto, 2 Horn Attacks and he's down. Out comes an intimidating Gyarados. I hit a Horn Attack and then he Dragon Rages. He bites and I take him out. Out comes Charizard. I Horn Attack and then he lowers my speed. I live on 3 HP after Flamethrower and I don't get a crit. He takes me out next turn. After about 7 tries at Elihu, I decided to get rid of Tail Whip for Shockwave, which if you saw my air on run, it was a very clutch move during that. First attempt back, I get back to the Charizard, and I hit it with a Toxic and then he Flamethrowers. Then I Shockwave for about half, and then I hit him into low red health and the poison finishes him off, but I'm down to 33 HP as an Execute comes out. I Horn Attack for over half and then paralyzes me. He hits a Confusion and I live on 7 HP, but I do get confused. 10 more attempts later, I switch my strat up to raging on the Pidgeot. I get a bunch of boosts earlier in the battle, and I sweep until I get to the Alakazam. I outspeed and end up one-shotting him with Horn Attack, and now it's time to Geo. He sends in a Nidorino and I one-shot him with Horn Attack, and next up is Nidoqueen. I Horn Attack for about half, and then she body slams me and gets a Para. I Horn Attack again, but then she lives on 1 HP, like always, and then she Tail Whips and I finish her off. Up next is a Kanga. I get Mega Punch, and then I Horn Attack her for over half. She rages, and then I finish her off. Out last comes Rhyhorn. I literally get paralyzed 3 turns in a row, and I don't even get a chance to hit it. This is so stupid, dude. Time to try again. On the very next attempt, I build up Rage Boost on the Nidorino and the Nidoqueen, but I get poisoned in the process. Once I get back to Rhyhorn, I'm on a timer, and I'm lucky with the Rage Boost. I'm able to 2-shot the Rhyhorn. I really need to get something for rock types. But with all that over, I get the Master Ball, and y'all should leave a comment as to what do you think I'll use it on. Okay, so I finally got the key after about 15 minutes, and I can finally enter the gym and fight Blaine, the Fire-type gym leader. He leads with a little good boy, and we intimidate each other. I start out the battle by trying to get Rage Boost, but I actually crit the Growlithe and one-shot it. So I'm going to Rage Boost on his next Pokemon, Ponyta. I get 1 Rage Boost to start off because he used Fire Blast. But then he missed Fire Blast, then he healed, then I Raged again to leave him at half. On the next turn I finish him off with the Critical Rage. Out next is a Rapidash, and I have my original attack after the Rage. But I want to have plus attack going into his ace, so I start out the Rapidash by Raging. I Rage and then he hits a Fire Blast. I'm comfortable to start Horn Attacking. Next turn I knock him out and I get intimidated back to neutral attack going into Good Boy. I Horn Attack for over half and then Fire Blast me out at 19 HP. Next turn I finish him off, earning my 6th badge. Boys, I really goofed up. I literally forgot to fight the Psychic Gym in Saffron City. So I fly over there and take on Sabrina. She leads with Kadabra, 1-shot, Mr. Mime, 1-shot, Venomoth, 1-shot, and lastly Alakazam, which is also a 1-shot. With that, I have the 7th gym badge and I'm free to go to Viridian City to take on Wellington one final time. He leads with Rhyhorn, which I 1-shot with Water Pulse, and up next is Nidoqueen. I hit a Horn Attack for over half and then she Poison Points me, and then she Earthquakes me, but then next turn I finish her off with a Horn Attack. Next I has Nidoking and the same thing happens. Horn Attack and Earthquake, and I finish it off next turn. Next up is Dugtrio and I 1-shot him with Horn Attack. But when the final Rhyhorn comes out, I die from poisoning ending my first attempt. On my 3rd attempt, I build 2 Rages on the Nidoqueen and then I knock her out. Out comes Nidoking. I 1-shot him but I get Poison Pointed. But I am at +2 so there's no way that I'm losing this battle. I 1-shot his Dugtrio with Horn Attack and out comes the final Rhyhorn. I end up 1-shotting him with Water Pulse, and with that I have defeated Wellington. I've gotten the 8th and final gym badge. I also get TM26, which you guessed it, it's Earthquake. I decided to replace Toxic with it. There is one more team that I would like to teach my beloved 3-tail before the Elite Four, and it is south of Lavender Town. There's a girl who gives you TM27, which is Return. There is no way at all that my Tauros is not at max happiness, so Return is going to be a huge upgrade from Horn Attack. And with a couple of Rage Boosts, I will be unstoppable. At max happiness, Return has a base 102 power, and it is Stab. Let's go through Victory Road, but before I do, stinking LU comes again. I get a Rage Boost after Pidgeot uses Wing Attack, and then I obliterate him with Return. Up next is Rhyhorn, which of course goes down to a Water Pulse. Next out is Execute, which goes down to a single Return, and next is Alakazam. I outspeed and take him out with 1 Return. Next out is an Intimidating Gyarados, and my Rage Boost is gone. I Rage, but he leers. I Rage again, and next turn, he hits me with a strong Hydro Pump. But that does mean I get my boost back. I then take him out with Return next turn. Up last is Charizard. I outspeed him and 1-shot his Charizard with a critical Return. I have no clue if it mattered or not. One of you calc wizards in the comments let me know. But now that I've defeated an LU, I can go through Victory Road and challenge Elite Four for the first time in my life. I'm going into the Elite Four at level 62, which will be higher by the time I get to the champion. First up is Lorelei, the Ice-type trainer. Or should I say Champion Christine. She leads with the Dugong, and I hit my first Rage, but then she goes with Hail. Next turn I Rage again, and then she Ice Beams me, building my Rage. I knock her out with a Turn. Next is Cloyster, and I do big damage with her Turn. Next turn she Protects, and then the Hail stops. Next turn I finally take her out, and in comes her Slowbro. I return. She amnesias and I finish her off. Next is a very bulky Lapras. I return for huge damage and then she hits me with a powerful Surf. Her Citrus Berry takes her out of Healing Rage, thankfully. Then I finish her off for Lapras with a final return. Now her last Pokemon is a Jinx, which has very weak physical defense, so I return for the easy one-shot. Just like that, on my first try I've defeated the first Elite Four member. On to Bruno. He leads with Onix, which I use to stack up rages. I know that I can easily one-shot it with Water Pulse, but he has some scarier fighting types. Once I'm satisfied with being at +4 attack, I defeat Onix with Water Pulse, but he does lower my speed 3 stages, which is pretty scary. I return the Hitmonchan, but then his Sky uppercuts me down to 18 HP. I knock him out. On the next turn, his Hitmonlee knocks me out. I think that next attempt I'm not going to be so greedy with the Rage Boost. Next attempt I only go for 2 Rage Boosts instead of 4, and the best part about it is that he never Rock Tomb, so I never lose my speed. I proceed to one-shot the Hitmonchan and the Hitmonlee, and then his Ace Machamp comes out. I get very lucky and then I one-shot the Machamp. His last Pokemon is an Onix, which I easily just one-shot with Water Pulse. On to Agatha, who's probably going to be the hardest Elite Four, strictly based on typing. When I say the hardest, she was very difficult. It's over, man. This starting Gengar is way too powerful. I just restart and try a different TM. I'm going to try out Rock Tomb, which although it is weaker, it is physical. I decide to white out and then train. The plan is to train up to the ultimate level and replace Rock Tomb with Surf, which means I'm going to be stuck with Surf unless I decided to delete it. But for now, enjoy a little grinding montage. So it is my 50th attempt right now, and I have the second Gengar on Killing Rage. I got really lucky with the first Gengar. I get the kill, and we have one last Ghost Levitator Haunter, but this one has low special defense. I only have 3 Surfs left, but it takes 2 to knock it out. I've finally defeated Agatha, or Anne. Lance, he sends out a Gyarados and we share Intimidates. I go for Rage 4 times. First time he hits me with the Dragon Rage, Rage hit. Then he hits with Bite, Rage hit. Then he hits another Bite, Rage hit. Then he hits a Hyper Beam. So I'm at +4 and I'm ready to sweep with return. I start with defeating Gyarados and then a rock type Aerodactyl comes out and he always lives with the turn on red. I defeat Aerodactyl though, and after that comes a Dragonite. My return is critical, but it definitely did not matter. As long as I'm faster than everyone, I have this win easily. Next is a Dragonair. I one-shot him and then I go to level 71. After that, I one-shot one more Dragonair to defeat Lance, or Tia. Now it's time to fight Stinkin' Elihu one last time. I get 3 rages off on Pidgeot, but one of them he used a Sand Attack, so I'm at +2 attack and -1 accuracy. I decide that I want to go for one more Rage boost. Even though I missed the Rage, I still got the boost, and then I finish off Pidgeot with return, and out comes Alakazam. I then hit the return and destroy the Alakazam, and then in comes Exeggutor. I miss the return, and then he gets big damage off with the Giga Drain, and then finish him off with a return. Out comes Rhydon. I literally have 1 Surf left, so if I miss it, this attempt is basically over. But I need this Surf. I missed the Surf though, and then he slows me down. But I still have Earthquake though, so that's not a terrible thing. I hit the Earthquake and out comes his Gyarados. He lowers me back down to +2, which is pretty unfortunate. But if I outspeed, I have this in the bag. I outspeed and hit the return, leaving only his Charizard left. I need to outspeed and hit the return, or else I'm going to lose. But he ended up outspeeding, which sucked, and then he had a Fire Blast to finish me off. On my 8th attempt, I finally get the run. I know my mouse is on the screen. Don't yell at me. But the mouse gave me good luck. The Pidgeot never lowered my accuracy and I got 2 Rage boosts. Then I knocked out the Pidgeot. I one-shot the Alakazam with return. One-shot the Exeggutor with return. One-shot with the Rhydon with Earthquake. Now Gyarados is back out and I'm only at +1. I get my boost back by getting Hydro Pump down to half health and I knock out the Gyarados. Last out is Charizard. Since my speed wasn't lower this battle, I am faster than I hit the return to beat Gymnast Elihu. Upgrade from Strongman I see. And TAUROS is now the king of Kanto. I finished with an in-game time of 16 hours and 25 minutes. And believe it or not, I did this whole run in a time span of 8 AM through 4 PM non-stop. I also cannot believe that this is the first time I've ever beaten a Kanto game. That is so crazy. But this run was great, but all good things have to come to an end. So let's go to the outro. Thank you all so much for watching. This was my second ever Pokemon challenge, and if you want to watch my first one, just click the screen, you Fruit Loop dingus. It is a Pokemon Sapphire Aeron only run. Before I go, I'm going to make a couple plugs. My Twitch account is my YouTube username, but with an underscore at the end. And my Twitter is the exact same thing as my Twitch. I would like to thank Arantula for the idea of this challenge. Although it was very easy, I still had so much fun with it, and I had fun beating Kanto for the first time. I hope you all had a great time watching it. Please leave suggestions for the next month's Pokemon challenge in the comment section below. I hope you all are having a great day, great night, or whenever y'all are watching this. And when it all is said and done, peace.